All right, everybody. This is Centipede Restoration Update number 6. About 700 hours into it at this point. Frame is painted. Just the painting was like 14 hours of work, and I'm still not quite done. There's still some touch-up, a few little places like that to do. Can basically do final assembly now. There's lots of things that were unbolted to be painted. I think all that's pretty much done. This gives you an idea of the rear transaxle, how it's in there, rear engine, suspension. The frame actually has the original frame built 33 years ago. There's about 450 different pieces. You know, if you count each piece of pipe, every bracket, every tab, everything, it's about 450, and I went through the trouble to try to count that just out of curiosity. Still have to do a little bit more touch up here. The side is masked off so that I can do a stencil and get the name on there. Get Centipede and twin engine and stuff like that in paint on there. So I'm just going to stencil it off and then spray over the base coat, which is silver. To take a good look here. This was 14 hours of painting, and I stared at red for so long that when I looked away, I couldn't see red anymore. So that was exciting. Here's the cylinders. They're painted. Canister air filters painted. The hydraulic reservoir with the coolant fins, that's been painted. So all that's looking pretty good. Here's the front brackets for the reduction box on the transaxle that goes in the front. Here's all the spray cans that are empty now from doing all the painting. Rear skid plate. I've got parts hanging everywhere. Hanging stuff up. All the things that were unboltable. There's those. Bunch of brackets here. More brackets here. Oh, and I got the fenders made. So all the fenders and all the wheel wells are made. That was about 5 or 6 days of work. And back over here on the suspension, torsion bars are in, so I kind of fought those. The torsion bars, which I'll show you in a minute, just a twistable rod essentially, not a coil spring. Lower control arm, the old reduction boxes, and then this bracketry right here, this right here, clamping to the axle, it strengthens everything because with the portals, the center line of the wheel, of the sub-axle, is not in line here. It's off by 3 inches. And so that puts a bending moment right here at this tube. So that's all braced, super heavy duty. It's all braced over there like that. So that's what all of this bracing is to strengthen all that for side loading. Going around curves, off camber stuff, sliding sideways into a rut, etc. So here's what a torsion bar looks like. This is a factory Volkswagen Beetle torsion bar. That part with those splines, it goes in to the housing, and there's splines all the way down there in the middle, which you can't really see, but there's a set of splines in the very middle. So that would go like this. Of course, I'm going to change the spring plate, but it would go like this. It goes in, and then it indexes. There's bushings that go in there. And then your axle and stuff goes here, and it actually is twisting that bar. So that's how these things are set up. Works pretty good. It takes a lot of abuse. And I don't think I've ever had a torsion bar break. I actually had a little bit of trouble with the paint, and I don't know why it's doing this, but every now and then you get, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of got some roughness right there. And it wasn't thin. I don't know if it's too thick or what. Usually if it's too thick, it would have a run. And most of it turned out good. We've retouched up a few places that I just wasn't happy with. And then randomly, and there shouldn't have been any oil because we very thoroughly cleaned it. And you have like a little spot right here. We're going to sand that off and hit it again. But most of it's pretty, it looks almost like it's powder coated. You can see that right there. It looks pretty good. You know, not bad for rattle cans. And of course, just using spray paint as opposed to powder coat, you can touch it up. You know, you can mask off an area and just touch it up. So pretty glossy, not bad. You know, not bad for something off-road. So I guess that's about it for this one. And I'll get some more work done, and we'll update you guys before too long. Thanks.